E. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Yep. Another episode is gonna be all fun, all up in here. Obviously, I'm never alone. Not alone. My dog is in the building. What's going on, play? What's going on?
Hey, hey, Steels, besides the coldness, niggas taking out jerseys and stuff now, pulling
Bro.
out. As a matter of fact, he had a younger on the layer. I mean, that's exactly what we are up to right now and what we are doing right now, that we
Yeah.
are, no, winter's not coming, it is here, like we're,
No,
you know,
winter's
eh,
here, bro.
on Game of Thrones every year. They used to always be like, "Winter is coming." I don't know if you ever watched Game of Thrones. Talking about Game of Thrones, the House of Dragons launched its first episode last night, which is a spin-off of the Game of Thrones, and
Okay.
yes, which is a spin-off. Basically, it goes back in history about the Targaryen family of the house, the blonde people. And do you ever watch Game of Thrones? Do you not
Nigga,
know?
how the fuck do you keep all of this shit in your head, man? Like, how does that happen? Like, how do you like I'm reminded, may his soul rest in peace. Like, utata mncinci wami ne, my daughter.
Yeah,
May his soul rest in peace. So growing up, he had this thing. It was like whenever there's like that movies playing, it's like andifuni mna ndifuna movies as acted down. And full
yeah.
movies are acting like in the rurals or so the Game of Thrones would fall in the whole rural space for him. It's like sabukela abantu who are wearing like all these funny things and stuff. So I kind of like I picked up a little bit of that from him, like things like what is it, what's the closest thing to Game of Thrones that like I was into?
You, you probably used to watch Lord of the Dragons or some shit like that, or you
Nah,
used to
not
watch
even.
what's the one about the little people? Not Harry Potter, the ones who are like midgets.
Nigga,
Um,
I
Lord of the
never watched
Rings.
any of that.
Lord of the
No,
Rings.
no.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a thing, there's a genre in film and TV, by they called fantasy. Maybe you should read up about it. It's
Okay.
very children love it. So anyway, we are so deflecting from Game of Thrones. Anyway,
Yeah.
yes, every year there'd always be a remark saying that winter is coming, and that have
Yeah.
to obviously prepare themselves for winter and so forth. Well, winter is here in this regard. In Southern Hemisphere, South Africa. Shit.
Good.
Anyway, shit. How are you doing? How you been? It's been a while. I haven't
I'm
seen
I'm
you.
I'm
Are you keeping
I'm good,
well?
man.
You looking I see you got a jersey on this week at least, unlike
Dude, yeah.
last week.
Yeah, no, rather it's been cold. I was away for 2 weeks in the Eastern Cape once again. I don't know why that province is like so lucky these days. Yeah, I was there like family matters. And only
Always
came
good to
back
be home.
yesterday. Which is part of the reason why we only they're having the episode today. Because I was traveling last night. Thanks to my beautiful wife for booking a I need a PA, bro. Anzumnika nemali kasasa lo. But anyway, uh, that's why we here, man. Like, I mean, like we're obviously excited about it. We try to get a hold of this guy for quite some time. Very interesting, and I'm
Yeah.
sure some people saw it on the link leading up to where we are right
Hmm.
now. It's gonna be a very interesting show. But
So
politics, brother.
yeah, man, the week that was. So yeah, so obviously, firstly, we're
What
looking
have you
forward to
been busing
having
yourself with? Like, excuse me for not
um
asking.
me. Oh, Steels, man, it's winter time, and I've just been working, man, and just like in my line of business, I got to get ready now for December. I mean, we just recently
Okay.
launched on Vodacom, and we were talking about summer plans of this is Quest TV, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So everything we got to talk about now in order to be in their budgets for summer campaign. We got to talk now about activations and so forth,
Yeah.
and it's just it's crazy. And I mean, and it's funny. I was in a meeting earlier on with Vodacom, and they're saying, yeah, no, we also celebrating 30 years, and I'm like, shit. Vodacom is also
30 years.
celebrating 30 years. Yeah, they came into the mix 1994, no doubt.
Hmm. That's
I
crazy.
I think like they came into existence then, but literally kind of only got into the fort of being out there, because obviously the whole building of networks, towers, and everything. It's one thing having a network provider, but if you've got no towers to reach service to the people, so I
Mm.
guess they spent their first year or two busy with that rather than. I mean, I think cell phones started becoming more popular in '96, if I'm not mistaken, more than
Yeah, yeah.
hence '94 seems like an odd year for you, right? Because it's like '94, really? But they were in the game in '94. It's just a matter of it obviously took them a little while to get out there and stuff. So yeah, that's how I've been. Obviously, once again, we're so grateful and happy to freaking have our man D from North Carolina, Mr. Synopsis from
North
Cooley High,
Carolina in the
joining us.
building, baby.
Yeah, yeah, joining us at 7:30 for that. Look out for that. But yeah, before then, we have to talk to our people and about the week that was. So I don't know what rock you may have been under if you're in South Africa, but the seventh administration of this new democratic country of ours called South Africa came
Hmm.
into existence, and yep, in and they formed this thing called the GNU, which is like I forget the freaking name right now, but bottom line is that it's a government of national unity. That's the word. God damn it, Caesar. And yeah,
Mm.
not to my desire, but who am I? For some reason, they decided to go in the GNU with the DA, Democratic Alliance, and the IFP, and I think some other small parties. They couldn't come to an agreement with the EFF. Unfortunately, they reached out to the MK, and the MK never got back to them. Typical stance of
Mm.
them. I'll elaborate more why I say typical stance
I
of the
want to hear
MK.
this.
So anyway, so they formed a government, and yeah, so I mean, compromises are made. It's more like, listen, I think a GNU is more like a fancy word for coalition. Truth be told,
It is
uh,
basically. It's
it,
like
it,
ESCOM saying, what do they call it? We've moved from load shedding to outages.
that is not the same though. By the way, please, that is so not the same. When it comes
What's not
to
the same about it? You switching off
load,
people.
no, you're not switching off people. Load reduction is that you decrease the capacity of power. So if, let's say, in your house, a generator and a geyser consume, let's say, 80% of your power. During
Hmm.
that time, it's not no power, but things that consume high power, like let's say you got a high generating a swimming pool pump,
Okay.
that will not function in that time. But it's not no power. Hence, it's called load reduction,
So
not load.
during that period, so basically people are not going without lights and such.
Yeah, so it's a load reduction to decrease the capacity on the grid. And that is not an ESCOM problem. That is a city of Joburg electricity problem. They're the ones who have not they maintained the substations that need all those things. So no, it's not the same thing, Caesar.
Mm.
Let me tell you one thing. I'm not necessarily a fanatic of ESCOM, but you can't bullshit 100 days of no load shedding. Whatever they're doing is right. You
Of
can
course.
bullshit. You can bullshit 20 days. You can bullshit 30 days, but not 100 days.
I feel you.
So it's sometimes as a country you need to say congratulations when work that is right and good is being done, and
No,
that's
of
exactly
course.
what's happening right now. So no, two different things, and also the areas that are being affected by load reduction are the highest areas of non-payment.
Oh
So
yes, I've picked up that where
so
people
so
have
they
this interconnected thing
Precisely. So
using
they're
your
not going to
house.
hit us who are paying and stuff. They're hitting the guys who are not paying because they need money, to running costs to keep it going. And if people are
Mm,
not paying and people are, it's that's why they find themselves in a cash flow issue because of those
mm.
non-payments. So they're hitting those areas. So yeah, it's like I say, it's not another fancy term for load shedding. Back to Parliament.
Yeah, we've got a thing today. They were inaugurating or swearing in the KwaZulu
MECs of KZN.
Natal. Yeah,
Yeah, so
and IFP getting back into power. I think they lost it. When was it? 2004, if
well,
I'm not mistaken.
they back into power by virtue of the GNU. So because the government of national unity from a national level, they were when they voted last week for provincial, they just got one seat higher than the MK and EFF. So
Mm.
hence the premier is from IFP. So the whole cabinet, which is the MECs, was announced today, and it's quite a blend. I mean, for finance and public works, the DA got those MECs, and then
How strategic
transport
was
and
that, though?
it was probably part of the conditions when I seized it. But my thinking is that if at national finance is under, let's say, the ANC, Oxalai,
Mm.
the main budget comes from them, so they'll be hindered. But we don't know yet our Cyril Ramaphosa's cabinet. We don't know who's going to be the finance minister. But if that goes all the way to the DA, then I'm sorry to say for others like the ANC and the IFP, we fucked. That's a straight up. I mean, the thing is, people think that corruption is a skin color thing, it's a race thing. No, it's not.
Yeah,
All politicians
mm,
are
but
corrupt.
but Zizi, do you remember when you were saying like the whole bullshit thing for 100 days?
Yeah.
Try 365 days times 30.
Yeah, that is nothing compared to 200 years of oppression, Caesar. I mean, come on. We
And
can't, let's compare apples and apples here. Uh,
Rara, there is no way you are going to be employed by Vodacom and say that, like, I'm about reparations, I'm giving free airtime to these people, and I'm keeping a little bit of the money, I'm not servicing everybody. And when you are asked why you are not doing that, and your only freaking excuse is the fact that, like, it doesn't compare to the thing. Yours was to make shit better for people from 19 fucking 94. That was your mandate that you were given by people who were oppressed. And what the hell did you do in the 30 years?
so
You went and learned. You
are you
went and
saying,
learned.
yeah?
You
No,
went
no,
and learned the skills of the most corrupt from the previous administration. It doesn't make it right. We talk about like RDP houses. You think people are crazy when they say that I would rather live in an RDP house that was built by apartheid compared to what people are living in right now. And your excuse is that like no, there are more people. So now we're gonna have to build like low quality roads, low quality houses. Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
oh, we can have this conversation forever. So,
All
are you
right.
trying to tell me that it's completely utter bullshit? The reason why I live in the house I live in today, in the area I live in today, sheer basics. Thing is, thing about South Africans, I think
We are a
we we,
handful.
we, we, we,
Is it?
we, we, we worry about so many things and don't even appreciate the many wins, the many wins that we have. Uh, Listen, load shedding is not a South African only thing. There's load shedding in the US. There's load shedding in France. It's not an anomaly just for this country of ours. By the way, I don't know why we have this. We have
For
this
me,
of assuming that it's a South African problem.
mm,
And there's so many things. Uh, we have it so good in this country, and I think we so take it for granted. And I always think that maybe it's because people here don't travel and go to other countries. Maybe they should travel and go abroad and see what's happening there, and then might come back and say, okay, maybe my complaints are slightly elevated higher than they should be. It's not
Zizi.
all good. It's not all good, and we are not complacent. No, we are not. But I think we are lazy. I think we are entitled, and I think we have a tendency of just being noisy rather than trying to seek problems. People are always just moaning, even when things are good. No one can say, "Hey, well done, Asquaz." But we are very good at moaning. I have a problem
Nah,
with that, man.
I'm gonna tell you that, and I think we had it on the podcast a little bit, where I was invited to the AIDC event, and I got to meet like people in the comms business, even for government as well. I remember this one lady that I spoke to, and we were sharing how government has done quite a bit, right? They've done
They
quite a
have.
bit, but what I found that like that is missing, it is the fact that like those little wins that you have, you hold them up until it's time for you to go to votes. You hold them, for it's almost like you want to butter in order for us to show you the good that we've done. Government does a whole lot of good. And one thing that's negative that I picked up from this conversation with this lady is that, like, young people in South Africa do not know the importance of education, the importance of learning things like coding. And I remember we're speaking about it on the
Mm.
podcast. The young people don't know that it is an option, a far viable and bankable option to actually go to the TVET colleges, to go learn a skill. We are an industrialized country. We've got motor industries. Like, just recently, 8 billion, 7 billion rather, has been invested in the Eastern Cape by two car manufacturers. And no one is saying that you guys need to go study electric engineering. You guys need to go learn
Need to
coding.
go back and
You
look
are
at the
not.
syllabus. What are you studying to
What are
better
you
yourself? Sure.
studying? You remember Thabo Mbeki was speaking right now about people who were studying the Bible and all of
Who
that,
have got
and you
PhDs
come
in
with the
biblical
BCom and
studies.
PhDs and like, flipping nigga, like it doesn't matter whether you read it in French or whatever. The Bible is still telling the same story. You're gonna regurgitate that thing and want to get paid higher
And
for
your only
what?
place of employment is the church.
Is the church. You know what I mean? So we're not thinking that way. And like, to kind of like concur with you with what you're saying, that like, okay, we are always and often complaining. It is because the government communication department is not doing its part, if you ask me. Because there's quite a bit of good that's being done. But like, as well, man, like, yeah,
I
whatever. Let me
know.
grab my cup of coffee. Yeah. What else has been happening in the country though? Like, it's gonna be very interesting. And I think for me, I'm gonna say, and I put it on Facebook, like I always speak my fucking mind. That the banter that's coming from, I'm gonna say, African National Congress, as well as other crybabies, political parties, have been going on
I
about
know, go, no, go, no, go,
any
Susie.
other
ANC
things,
has not
guys.
been crybabies these elections. They do not even moan about they lost. They took it with
Nigga, you have
dignity.
an
Kuba
NSC, you have an
Subel.
NSC that says that, like, we're going to resign if you guys are gonna work with the DA. What the hell did you expect?
That's what the media is reporting. Did that happen? Did that
What
happen?
did you
Have
expect?
they
No,
resigned?
let's take from one vote. Let's take from one voter that wants to know what's going on right now. It's like, I went all out for my African National Congress, and now they talk, and I didn't vote for DA in all three of those ballots. And but now I have to accept that, like, there's this government of national unity that includes the DA. Nobody is caring to communicate that. It's
Susie,
like
I
people
think
must just like receive.
because because like obviously by our constitution, 14 days from the announcement of the results, a government has to be formed. So there's that rush, right? So they have to be
A
negotiating in these
stupid
14.
rush that, like, what's going to happen to our
Oh no, no, no,
currency
no.
if we don't, the stocks exchange, the all of that. Fix what needs to be fixed. The stock exchange is going to be there. Countries are going to want to trade with Africa and
It's
South Africa
not that simple,
still.
unfortunately. But yes, I do understand your frustration, but it's not that simple. If it was this simple to run a country, I think you and I would also be sitting there in union buildings and doing this shit. Unfortunately, it is not. And our opinions are simply just that, our opinions. But that being said, it's so talking about what's happening right now. Yes, for example, I mean, I don't even mince my words. I know who I voted for. I voted for the ANC. But what I'm saying is that did I want the DA to be part and parcel of this GNU? No, I did not. But we are here now. My upset now is, or rather, the my humor is the wasted votes that have gone to that party called the MK. That whole entire 14%, a bunch of votes that went into a structure that has no structure. The reason why they've even lost in the reason why they've even lost in the KZN right now is purely because of that non-structure. No one knows what they're about, who they are, what, and They are the biggest disappointment because what they've done, that 14% they've got is taken away from EFF, is taken away from ANC, and now we find ourselves in this mess because of one guy who's supposedly the head of that party, who
But
who can't even go to parliament. His daughter seems to be running the show. They called the press conference on Sunday. I don't know if you watched that, and even
apparently
at
had gone to
the
church.
and so it was supposed to be at 2, and then it's supposed to be at 4, and it only started at 6. Same shit. You can't respect people's time. Says a lot about you. And then they have the press conference, apparently a speech written by him. And I'm like, bullshit, he wrote that speech. That is not his voice. Number one. Number two, it was a whole bunch of mumble. Like, no, if maybe our people, please tell them to comment, please tell them to share your views, please
Oh
jump in our
yes.
conversation, and we'll share them across the screen. But like somebody maybe can educate me and tell me what they took from that press conference. I took away as 30 minutes I'll never get back. Waste of time.
Didn't he just like get what he wanted? Because you must remember, like his whole thing, and people like are making fun of all of that when he said that I will be back. All right, he pulled an Arnold Schwarzenegger type of vibe on
Ah,
that.
so our country
Like
is
he
now
will
a
be back,
comedy.
and
Ah,
and
super
and
man.
no, but it tells you a lot about
The voters.
yeah, for fear of not violating or what's the word, um taking people for granted. Like, yeah, the word is not coming. You look at the IQ of your constituency. How much do these people know about their rights? How much do they know about what needs to happen? It's the basics. It's like you go and you woo people with what? You're going to raise the 350 to about 750 or 1,000 rand or whatever. For what? You have to be compensating something. You cannot have a country that's getting so much investment from other countries, and the only thing that you can give back to your people is a grant.
True. Listen, it's scary how, I mean, I'm not a fan of saying people are stupid because I don't think anybody's stupid. I just think it's a matter of exposure, of what you're exposed to. But it's uh, for lack of a better word, I'll call it ignorance.
Thank
The
you.
the
That's
the,
the word I was looking for.
the high
That's
level
exactly the word I was looking
of
for.
ignorance is scary. And the ignorance is not even the people who are not educated by this. Is, you will sit there with somebody who you would deem to be educated, to be smart, and then they'll talk utter smack. Like, I mean, how many people assumed, like you were talking now, that load reduction means no power? The
Hmm.
even even the you have to, I mean, I didn't know until I watched the current mayor of Joburg, who was, or ward council in whatever area, or MMC of whatever it is, when he was
Yeah.
explaining what I had to watch that to know what I knew, to tell you what I'm telling you, to be able to say to you, no, it's not load shedding, it is load reduction, like exactly what the word means. That is, but like a lot of the people are not educated, or don't know that the information is not out there, and it's scary.
Doesn't it go back to what I was talking about? It's like somebody at at government communication is flipping sleeping on the job, because I had an issue with CIPC,
Yeah.
and throughout, when a new program or a manner of doing things, especially in government systems, there would be an entire campaign that is aimed at driving the message. All right. This has not been happening for a while. This has not been happening for a while. And guess what this would do? This would give money. Like, I'm going to talk about my industry. This would give money to people that are media buyers. This is talking to audio producers. This is talking to voiceover artists. This is talking to people that produce television. right? When government gives those campaigns to people that actually can do it. So obviously somebody has been sleeping. It used to happen, it's not happening now, because you want to centralize everything and you want to get the people that you know into this thing, that do not know shit about what you are trying to drive. So you put it correctly. uh, Ignorance to an extent, but from government as well, driving clear. I mean, like,
Communication.
if you think about it, though, when Azizi, most of what we've been talking about since 2008 or so, we've been talking about succession within the ruling party. That's what's been dominating headlines on TV, on newspapers, wherever you go. So the MEC is doing this. Oh, the minister's doing this. Oh, the like thing is, these people have
Sure.
become superstars. The people that actually can do the job are the people that they have um, um, pushed over to the side. People that wanted to be accountable.
Mm. No doubt.
People
See,
that know that actually went to. You want to go put a deployee to be a minister of police? Why?
unfortunately, I mean, now we're going to go into the whole process of why we have a party style government, whereby it's not individuals. So, which is why things like deployment, because the policies of the party, it's such a long and winded thing. I mean, but it's not easy, Caesar. That's why I'm not. I try my best to not be overcritical, because I always think of it, but it's really not easy what they do. But anyway, man, shit. This is not. Hey, man, if you want to watch politics, you can go
We've just been
and
talking
watch.
politics the whole flipping
You can
time, bro.
go and you can go and watch Larry King live. May his soul rest in peace. Go and watch whatever, But this is not a political podcast. It is not. This guy just likes to rev me up because he knows I'm passionate about this shit,
You're
and I
passionate
fall
about your country, which you should be.
and I fall for it every single time. But anyway, shit.
And if you think
Now,
about it,
yeah,
look, I don't have a platform, and if you think about it, I mean, like, that's the beauty of the internet and social media
yeah,
and podcasts, is that, like, what you would ordinarily not hear on a traditional radio platform or television platform. Now people have actually, access to speaking their minds. I'm
sure.
apolitical as they come, but, like, probably from how critical I am of the ruling party, which is obviously the bulk of who leads the country. The person is gonna think of me as being negative towards the ruling party.
Okay, cool.
And for as long as
I'm cutting this now. I'm cutting this now
Charlie, yo,
because we're running out of time.
shit.
I need to give my music review before D joins us. And
Oh yeah,
yeah,
man.
so shit. Are you done? Are you done? Are you done?
Of course, I have to be done. What else can I? What else can I say? I have to prep.
Shit.
I have to prep shit, like, for like thing. But besides that, on the just quickly on the sports front, what's been up?
Well, hey man, don't even ask me. But the Euros just started this past weekend. The Euros, football, Germany. They are in Germany. Obviously, we're not playing in that. It's got nothing to do with us. But it's
Mm,
it's it's off season for league football, so it's great for us football fanatics who are at least able to watch some sports. The Springbok team was announced today. They're playing this Saturday in Twickenham versus Wales. Very new team, I must say, with a bit of the oldies, of course.
yeah.
But it's a good side. I'd love to see what they're going to be doing. It's also missing some of the players because the the what you call it, the Bulls are in the final of the URC, which is this coming weekend. So those players are not involved there as well, and some of
Mm.
the players who are playing in France are also not involved. So, but yeah, man, this is Rassi, man. I mean, whatever Rassi pulls that shit, we bet that shit. That's the man right there. You don't even question Rassi. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah,
but all good,
yeah.
all good.
No, I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah, but people out there, like obviously, we've taken a decision to broadcast both on our YouTube channel, the Slicer TV podcast, and obviously on my page as well, on Facebook. So those people who are on Facebook, feel free. Like you can write, you can actually comment. There is a comment section as you watch the podcast. So whatever you feel like adding on that you feel like we're missing out on, or obviously just your pure opinion on whatever we're talking about. Remember, we're just facilitators of conversation. So we will spark a conversation about whatever you find interesting. So make sure that you do drop us a comment about whatever's on your mind, like right now. We will obviously show it on our screen, and if you so wish. So basically, yeah, that's what we're about.
All good, all good, all good. Yes, please, please do comment. Please do say whatever. Ask us whatever it is. Caesar, you will
Man,
you let me know when D is joining or is on, whatever it is. But in the interim, let me just get straight to the music review for
dude,
this week.
you get some crazy shit, man. I'm so excited about that. I see D's in the building, baby.
Oh, he's in the building right there.
Uh, D's in the building. Just probably just need to see his camera. Okay,
All
I
good,
still
all
got the
good.
voice. Yeah, I just have the voice now. So obviously, he'll be with us. And by the way, if you don't know who we're talking about, it is Sinopsis, all the way from North Carolina. Producer extraordinaire. You don't know who Cooley High is. Stick around. You're about to find out. And by the way, I might as well play them that those people who actually missed it. Now might as well drop them the video that we put out
The
as
promo link,
the
no doubt.
intro, yeah, the promo link. So you'll probably catch or have an idea of who we are talking about as far as our guests are concerned,
I
man.
guess I'll talk about the review with Synop in it because I know he has something to say about this album too, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah,
All
but
right,
like just the people who are on it, man. Let me just play this. Let me just play this intro. How
all
people
right,
can
cool.
just like find out what's going on, man. Tonight on the Slicer TV podcast. Join us as we speak to a Carolina native, a producer of the legendary Cooley High, as well as founder and CEO of Wax Cartel Drumkits. Ladies and gentlemen, Sinopsis. Between 7 and 8 tonight on our YouTube channel, the Slicer TV podcast. Yeah, and you were teasing me about my radio voice.
Yeah, that is mad
Stupid.
funny. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
This is how we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for D if we are able to, or let me just find out. Let me just bring him in, man, and just try to find out. There he is trying to sort himself out. Let me just allow him that time. It looks like this guy's in the studio.
Always like that's what he was saying. Like he had to like literally book out some time in order to make this to make the podcast. But I mean, like I said, he's a friend of Slicer TV. He's a
Yeah.
friend. He's an inspiration. Great person. We met literally 3 years ago now, and yeah, randomly at a Ninth Wonder concert, and he happened to. It was his first visit to the country, to SA, and he really fell in love with the space, and he decided to come the following year. We kept in touch
There he is.
on socials, and boom, I guess that's when we met at my house when I hosted him and Quail, yeah, which is pretty dope.
Oh yeah, the man
All
himself
right,
in the building, right here.
okay. Yo, D, what up?
We're just struggling with your audio there. Oh man, can you
we
can
can't.
you
We
hear
can
us?
see you, but I can't hear him though. We can't hear him, but we can see him right there.
Yeah. Obviously just changing a few things, man. And this is what we're talking about. Somebody was like, so what are you offering South Africa? No, we are offering South Africa people from all walks of life, from all around the world. There's guys in the United States of America, North Carolina, and is joining us live, and that's what we are about. So
No
that's what
doubt.
we talking. I'm so excited about this album, man. I'm so flipping excited. Um,
But no
yo,
worries.
man. Yo,
Yeah.
man.
Well, actually, I haven't even dropped exactly what it's about. So anyway, while waiting for D to join us, so No Worries is a duo of Anderson Park and Knowledge, and which is also kind of weird because like Knowledge is from New Jersey, which is on the other side, the East Coast, and
Mm.
Anderson Park is from Oxnard, California, West
California.
Coast,
Yes,
and
Lord.
yes, Lord. It's and it's their second studio album. The first one was in 2016, which is called Yes, Lord. Like Synopsis was there making a noise about that, which is a which is a really dope album. But like on Friday, I mean, no, I don't know. Just they dropped their second album called Why Lord. It's 19 tracks. It's got great features. It's got her on there. It's got Snoop Dogg, October London, Thundercat. I don't even know who that is, but he sounds dope on the record.
Yeah.
Uncle Charlie Wilson too is also on there.
Yeah,
Um,
baby.
Ray,
Oh
Ray
shit, I forgot.
Khalil. Ray Khalil is on like two tracks. I don't even know who that is, and it's just like a whole mishmush of just great music. It's like R&B. There's some hip hop in there. I mean, Anderson. I've been a fan of his like since Malibu. Like he's
Oh
just
yeah.
talented. Like I always say to people, like he's the only person with Phil Collins who I know that can play the drums and sing at the
And
same
sing.
time. That's some hard ass shit to do.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
crazy.
So I'm a huge fan of AP. Yeah, Snap. What do you think about that album?
Oh man, we keep struggling with him, man. We keep struggling with him. Um yeah. No, but yeah, Charlie Wilson being there, like it goes back, like he was in the Get Band. Like if you think about it, like it goes from
He's been in
the
the game for a
whole
long time.
funk vibe,
Yeah,
and yeah. And I
yeah.
think,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
like Anderson is quite fond of it,
No
of
doubt.
that
I mean,
whole
he's. I,
funk
I,
vibe.
I think Anderson is just like a lover of. He's just a whole encyclopedia of music. He's a talented artist. I mean, and what I like is that he's
Are
doing
they
these
hate?
he's doing these collabos. I can't see anything on my screen, Caesar. He's
Okay,
doing
cool.
he's doing these duos. Like he did one with what's that other dude's name again? What's that other
There you
album?
go.
Hey D, how you doing?
Yo, is the audio coming in?
Yeah,
Ah,
I can
man,
hear
it's
you right
coming
there.
through.
Let's go.
Okay.
What an
Shit.
honor, man.
Anyway, once again, we're gonna have to kind of start this from scratch. That is Mr. Synopsis, a businessman, an entrepreneur, a producer, MC, and a member of a group Coolie High. And yeah, man, jeez, I don't know. I'm so excited to have you on. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for
Yeah.
sliding us into your little schedule there, D. Thank you
Nah,
so
thanks
much.
for having me. Nah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I mean, like I was just talking about No Worries, the new album. I even like saw you on Instagram, like liking my post there. Have you listened to the album yet?
Yeah, I've got about halfway through it. I still need to go back through and finish it. But there's been a lot of
It's
music that's been coming out lately, so I'm still catching up on a bunch of things.
but like it's I don't know. It's hip hop. It's a bit of R&B. It's a bit of soul. It's quite. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from Anderson Park. I mean, he's he's not necessarily going to be a dopest MC, but he delivers. You know what I'm saying? On the bars, but the music is super amazing. No, it's a great album. You know.
Yeah,
But
like I'm a
anyway, yeah, man.
I'll say
Just
yeah,
to
I'm a big fan of his work. Like he's dope.
yeah. Have you guys worked together at all, or done anything collabed?
No, I've been in the studio session when he, was doing some work with, rap way back when.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's
And he
done feature
just
with
just
Rhapsody. Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah, just super cool person, man. Super cool.
Wow.
Sure. All good.
Yes,
Can you just
lad.
can you drop your camera a little bit there? Can't see
Oh
you
yeah.
clearly, D.
Yeah.
Ah, that's perfect, bro.
That's
So
dope.
anyway, yeah, Rhapsody was a member of Cooley High. She's on the EST album, your first album. How did
Mhm.
that come about? Is she still a member? Is she not a member? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, so we all met in college. We went to North Carolina State University. So at the time, before we were even a group, we were in a hip hop organization. Eventually, people graduated, moved on. The organization kind of changed and transformed into Cooley High just because we still all wanted to make music. And, at the moment, she's not currently in the group, but always family. Like, we've done work, whether it was Eastern Standard Time. She's on David Thompson. She's basically been
Wow.
on all of our albums. I feel like even on Never Come Down, she's on Grinning, and like I said, we're super proud of her. She's just out here, really just kind of
And
enacting
like
her
just
vision, doing her thing.
sure. And like at that time in the organization when you started Cooley High, did any of you like you guys like say like, oh shit, she's going there. Like she's gonna be that dopeness. Like, did you guys foresee her success or in the group? I mean, listen, in a group, everybody has the part they play. But there's always like it's like Jackson 5 kind of knew Michael Jackson was going to be Michael Jackson. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like that kind of situation. Did you guys as Cooley High think that she would get to the heights she's at right now? I mean, even meeting Ninth Wonder and so forth. I'm assuming that has to do with your collaborations and so forth, right?
I mean, so the part where Knife comes in, Knife was at NC State as well for an amount of time, so he was familiar with the campus, and um, one of the other producers in the group, you know, was doing an internship with him and reached out, asking him to come by and help us out with the organization. So we all kind of met Knife around the same time and had that relationship, and it was really him who pointed it out and said, uh, you know she's gonna be like a star like one
Wow.
day. He said that a long time ago, but we all had aspirations of making it to certain levels in the game. I think it's different for everybody, but we always knew that that she was just gonna work hard and make it happen. Like that's her thing. She's such a visionary with not just the music, but like the visuals. Um, the music, just everything top to bottom. Like she really has a clear direction of what she's trying to do. So we always knew that that was gonna kind of translate in some way, shape, or form. If it wasn't rap, it would have been movies. It would have been
Yes.
fashion.
So
It
she's
would
like
it would have been
like
it would have been
she's
something.
artistically inclined.
Yeah,
Like she's like a
yeah.
super artistically inclined person. That's super dope. And I mean, like
Yeah.
just I mean, I don't want to really stick on Rhapsody so much. I mean, but just since this Please Don't Cry new album of hers, Ninth Wonder didn't produce a single song on the album, like which is almost weird given if one has been following her career in her albums. Uh, was there any reason behind that? Do you know why? I mean, I don't think there's any beef or anything of the above, but maybe it was her growth or something. But like you might have better insight as to why Ninth Wonder didn't produce any of the songs on her album.
No, honestly, I mean, I don't. I have no idea. I do think that, uh, to your point, like a lot of times, it just depends on how the album goes. Like, although there isn't production in terms of like a name and a credit, like you hear all the influence of work and things that they've done together over the past, 10 to 15 years. It's like a culmination of a lot of things. So I think when you
Mm.
listen to Please Don't Cry, it's like you know, it
Great album,
stands
by the way. Super
great,
dope.
amazing record. And I think if you didn't look and know that as a fact, I think you would. hear all the parts that sound like it's still the
You,
sound. It's the sound. It's
it's
the
still the
sound.
sound.
Period.
Yeah,
It's still the
true
sound.
that.
So to me, like that's the most important thing. That translates. So again, like I tell everybody, if you didn't know that, there wouldn't be any way to really tell.
True
And that
that.
happens a lot of times too with groups or even MCs. Like sometimes people go and do different types of projects and pockets. So I don't think
Mm.
there's necessarily a reason, but the end product is still just
No,
it's a
no,
classic.
no doubt,
Classic.
no doubt. I mean, it's not like you think a pocket or something is missing. It's all still there, you know. And just moving right along on the same conversation. I mean, your group Coolie High, you guys just released your fifth studio album. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I'm not counting the EPs, just the studio albums.
Mhm.
All Infinite, your new
Yep.
album, and you guys, it's Coolie High and a gentleman by the name of Tuami. Who is Tuami?
Who the fuck is that
How
guy?
co- how come like you
Who the
usually
hell is
doing
that
most of the
beast?
production and I'm like, whoa, what an album! Like, how did Tuami like just be like? I won't even say he took your spot because you're still in the album, but like it was just awesome. Like based on similar reference to Ninth Wonder not working with Rapture in the album, it still sounded like a Coolie High album, regardless of
Mhm.
it being produced by Tuami. So
Mhm.
please give us a little a journey on the album, how that came about, and the why even. You know, we're happy about the end product, by the way, as the consumer.
Ain't
We love
complete.
that shit.
You know, I think the thing about that record is I know that the guys started it during COVID. Everybody was indoors. People were just working on different things, trying to figure out what to do during the pandemic. Um, so I kind of look at that process as they were working on beats that they had gotten from him. I think the DJ actually knew him, and he was sending the DJ beats, and the guys were just writing songs. And during that time, I think they just found a batch of songs that they liked and just wanted to extend that feeling through the whole record. So
Yeah.
that's happened before,
Mm.
because even when
Mm.
you look at David Thompson, that album was completely produced by outside producers. And the part that I appreciate about it is it gives me the chance to kind of look at it from a fan's perspective and say, okay, a lot of this is my first time hearing it in completion. So
Mhm.
um I still think like it's the guys, like it's the rap, it's the same MCs at the end of the day. So if you like Cooley High, like the raps are gonna be there.
Sure. Like yeah,
The
you,
feeling's
you
gonna be
hear
there.
tab one, you hear tab one like killing it on that. You know, yeah, no doubt. Uh huh. Jeez,
But
man,
even
that's
but even to the production side of that, I mean for me, like there's the remix album is already done. So like I already went
whoa
back
shit.
in and did like remixes to half the joints. So um and to me like doing that to give people the chance to look at just my interpretation of
So
what I
so
would have done with the songs.
sorry, Sinop, just repeat that again. So you're saying that the remix album of All Infinite that you worked on and the other guys basically same album but like remixed. You guys are producing those beats.
Yeah, it's all produced by me. So the remix album, I took 8 songs, remixed the 8 songs. Like that album's done. Like I've been listening to it for the past couple weeks. Can I
Okay,
cannot wait
when are
cannot
we
wait to
hearing this? When is this coming out, bro? Get us
it'll
all excited up in here.
look, it'll be out soon. It'll probably come out in the fall because still like there's still some things that kind of line up in terms
That is
of
September, right?
uh probably October,
October.
maybe November at the latest, but it's gonna be October, maybe early November. So
Okay. No, no, I just gotta tune. Our falls are not the same. Like we're in winter right now. You guys are like deep in the summer there.
Yeah.
no,
You
no,
know.
for sure. It'll be in time for y'all summer, so y'all can jam it outside. Y'all can just run it up. But I will say this. I think when you hear the remixes and you kind of and this is why I like taking some time. You're familiar with the songs. You're gonna have your favorites. Like, what are your favorites on All Infinite so far?
Um, 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 Actually, All Infinite, the actual track, All Infinite,
The
is
actual
is
track.
is
Okay.
is
So it's the
my
one we were
favorite
bumping
joint.
at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Different locations,
All
but we was like, are
all
you listening
Infinite
to
is
this shit?
like,
Yeah.
because it's like it starts differently, and then like how do like 10 seconds the beat just switches, and that's like
Yeah.
yeah, I think actually All Infinite, but I've been struggling to find like a real favorite, but All Infinite was like I think it's track number 4 or something in the album, and like it's
Yeah.
the first one that kind of got my okay, woo, this is some seriously nice stuff, you know. And are you guys touring on that? Because you're in New York recently. When I spoke to you, was that like
Yeah.
a launch party or something?
Yeah, like we've done some shows that kind of promote the record. So we did a show in New York. We're planning shows in North Carolina. Matter of fact, some of the guys will be in Virginia this weekend. I'm doing a couple shows, so we're making our rounds. But I'll say
Can
this:
we talk about South Africa? Can we talk about SA? Like, can we talk
man,
about
look,
when you
I'm
guys?
I'm I'm coming back to SA. Like
You
I
guys
know,
already
SA
have
I
a
is
know
fan
you
base,
coming
amazing.
yeah.
back. I know you coming back. Yeah, yeah. And we will do it again, and we'll have dinner again. But like, yeah, man, it'd be nice if when you guys are down here, I don't know. Let's
Yeah.
maybe we'll take this offline and talk about. Geez, man, having a coolie high show here. Why not?
Hey, look, I'm
Why
I'm
not?
always I'm always always for it. Like we definitely
There's a
can come
fan base
around.
here, by the way. You guys have a fan base here, no doubt. I mean, like, I'm almost certain when you were doing the masterclass here in Joburg, everyone knew who you were in that room. Like, you didn't have to introduce yourself and explain who you are. They knew exactly who you were.
Hey,
You
look,
know,
I
so it's,
appreciate it. Like, look, I tell everybody in the states that South Africa is my favorite place to visit in this world. That's why we keep coming back. Like, I'm already
Wow.
looking forward to the
did you
next
hear
trip.
that Caesar South Africa is his favorite country in the world? Did you hear that?
Hey,
Do that get this like there's something like I was just waiting for you guys to finish up on the whole music thing, but like it's music related as well. You are
mhm,
founder and CEO of the Wex Cartel Drumkits, like, so
yeah,
obviously I can get in on that and open a branch in South Africa, so that will keep you coming back more. So I
yeah,
just want like you know, just your view around that, like what is the whole business about?
yeah.
Drumkits
And it's
obviously.
yeah, and that kind of actually ties in with the album because when the guys are working on All Infinite and when they started it, I just started Wax Cartel about the same time. So, you know, that business primarily was funded around me just wanting to do more with music. Like I sample records. I go to the record store. Like I love, digging into crates. Hearing dope loops, chopping stuff up. And
Mm,
Wax Cartel was a chance for me to kind of just make some of my own loops, like work with drummers and musicians that I like working with to make samples. So I think it was a natural progression. Like you spend years and years and years kind of like listening to music, having favorites and going through. And if you have the chance to make something that you like that other producers who I know can use,
can
then why
sample.
not do it? Like,
Ah,
so it's a different angle and it's cool. I can make a drum kit and get a drum kit to, other producers that I know, like at different levels, whether it's, producers just starting out or some of the big producer homies, like here's something that I did. And you get to interface with the music differently. So it definitely has been it's been good. Like I really, really enjoy the
mm,
business and yeah, like if anybody need drum kits and sample packs, they out there.
yep.
Waxcartel.store.
Yeah, so you know what, D, like as much as we on live right now, uh please send us links to all of that, and what we'll do, we will put that up on the platform for anybody looking for wax drum kits and so forth that you're talking about, so we can share that to the community of our podcast regarding that, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do know you don't have much time left on the clock
Yeah.
to be with us, but so basically, part of of our podcast, we talk about the general things that are happening in the country, the
Yeah.
politics. We just went through elections, by the way, 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and so we had a whole fat chat about that. We also do a conversation about sports, and obviously, like when you came on, I was doing the review on No Worries, the new album, and so forth. But another segment I also do is the movie review, where I review a series or movie that has just come out, and this particular one I'm going to be reviewing, like, I think it's I was saying to Caesar that it would be great to have your opinion. Are you familiar with a documentary called How Music Got Free? It just came out like 2 weeks ago. It's
No,
produced by
I haven't. I have not seen it. Have not.
so
Uh,
it's produced by Eminem and LeBron James. So it's a two-part documentary about what happened when the likes of the Napster came in, and how but here's the crazy part, is that the story goes back to a guy by the name of what's his name again? Del Glover. Del Glover is a brother from North Carolina, black man, where Polygram warehouse, where they actually printed the copies of the CDs.
Ah,
It's I don't know, I forget the name
I
of
didn't
the
know
of,
that.
of the town. Yeah, so in Polygram. So what he did, so obviously, I mean, you know the whole process of printing CDs. The master copy would arrive by them in Polygram, which obviously Universal and so forth, where they would obviously print other copies, package them to be ready for the actual release date globally or whatever it is. So he was stealing these copies, right? Like the Eminem show came out leaked before it came out, as in like publicly, and it was such a crazy, and the FBI got involved, and they ended up, because the artists are not saying no, the record label did this, the producer did that, who leaked it, Eminem got so paranoid that he got his producer, or not, I forget the name, but he was like sending the copies via mail, no longer via the net, because he thought maybe that's how the leak is coming out, not knowing that it's all the way down in Polygram there. Like, Caesar, can you play the trailer quickly, just to keep you on before you leave? Just watch this trailer quickly.
When
And we'll finish up
Napster
on that.
first came about, I didn't understand the internet yet. I thought Yahoo was a person.
99 was the biggest share. When the CD business took off, everyone got fat.
You could sell 600-700 million CDs a year.
You had your fly Walmart CD holder on your visor.
It was kind of like printing money.
That was the business that we were in for years.
But we talk about what went wrong. What went wrong for who? The artist or the industry?
The music industry had always been really concerned about piracy. Once file sharing technology came along, they understood, though, that everything that had come before was nothing.
People just started ripping music and sharing it.
All that work, writing it, recording it, tweaking it. Now these songs leak. And I'm like,
We're blaming our friends.
Get the off my phone.
First I was like, I'm gonna take just one. And I said, this Mary J. Blige.
They smuggle them out in food trays and metal belt buckles.
I didn't feel bad.
I felt bad.
They wanted me to be good, they'd have paid me more.
As soon as the artist turned in the record, you could set a stopwatch for how soon it was going to leak.
Maybe they don't know that this is completely illegal. I don't even know, is there a statute of limitation on this before I start saying that I was downloading and I was a part of Napster?
The music industry was flailing.
That's where we put on helmets, like we were at war.
17 FBI agents surrounded our apartment complex.
here's what you don't understand, music should be free. I have an entire army of people that need their paycheck.
It's one of the biggest exports America has, and it's going out of business.
Houston, we've got a problem.
Great.
Yeah, it's so Method Man is the narrator of the whole docu-series. It's two-part, but it's wild, man. Like, it's really like, I always thought that one of the demise of record sales was because of the Napsters and so forth, not knowing that it was actually like a dude working at the factory was one of the main causes of, because they were the ones supplying these IT boys who were then loading onto these websites, and Napster and so forth. It was crazy, and like they got like small sentences. Like the Del Glover got like 3 months in prison. The other one got like a suspended sentence. The reason behind is that like the judge knew that their kids are also the ones downloading the stuff. So I mean, if you give these guys you're gonna have to give everybody, and they kind of got off light, you know. But it's I mean, it's got Jimmy Iovine talking there. It's got a whole lot of music execs just talking about how literally was like the beginning of the end for hard copies of music. It's crazy. You should watch it, man. It's on Paramount Plus. It's real interesting. Like I thought I had an idea of what is going on, but yeah. But anyway, enough about that. I know your time is no longer that much with us.
Yeah. Any last questions? Any last questions before I go?
Caesar, you got anything else to ask? Sinop, man. I've
Mine would be on I mean just watching videos as well of the music that you guys like put out. And if you look at like artists that come from North Carolina, for an example, there's not so much of that whole bling or trying to get trying to be Hollywood like type of vibe. Like I mean, like you talk about you guys having started off at school, so basically there was a movement because before there was a music group, and you sort of like kept that going, any artist that comes from North Carolina, for an example, is like you just seeing a grounded person whose raps are not even about flossing or money. Is that still the culture, you know?
I mean, I think it's the culture for most. I'm sure there's some people who, they do have, you know, floss or whatever. Like they may have more material things, but the problem with North Carolina, not the problem. The thing in North Carolina is, I mean, people see you around, like people know, who a lot of us are, and it will look weird or strange.
I can imagine before you
Like,
even
yeah,
say it.
like it's not authentic. Like people kind of know, okay, like I either I went to school with this person, I've seen this person
Mm.
around town, I've done shows with this person. That's not who they are. Like it would just
What's
look it
wrong
will look
with
very it will
synopsis?
look
Look
very
at that nigga.
strange. It will look strange. Cause so some people do it and that's fine. Like I think everyone is just kind of just being true to kind of like how they move around town. And everyone's is it just all comes off differently depending upon who you are and what type of artist you want to be. Like it's
Mm,
just about being
mm.
authentic.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
and we're obviously talking about the documentary as well, and how much music has been leaked. And I think it was Buckshot like being interviewed somewhere, talking about how even your Google Plays and whatever you have, Spotify's and all of that, will probably not be around for quite some time. And obviously, part of it being how much they rip off artists, like you sitting as a producer, you obviously have money to make out of this whole thing. The future of music distribution and all of that, like like where is it sitting now, you know in your opinion? And I mean, like, where is it in the next 5 years?
I mean that's a pretty big question. Well, look, we could have started the interview with that one. I think um, um I mean in 5 years I don't
You can
know,
just
but
give us a synopsis.
right, like with the emergence of AI and a lot of other technologies that are coming on, I don't know. I think it's tricky to say, but at the end of the day, the music got to be good. Like regardless of distribution, where is getting to, people still want to hear album songs and music that they like. So if you're making dope music and you're putting out dope product, it's gonna connect with people who is meant to find, whether that's through Instagram, Spotify, or whomever. And a lot of it is you just have to find different ways from an income standpoint to make money. You may not sell as many albums, you may have to do more
Sure.
shows, you may have to sell merch, you may have to get creative with it. Like there are some artists that I know where their music's not on streaming. You gotta buy it from Bandcamp or you gotta buy it from a website. So I
Yeah.
think for all the things that are going on that are different, I think it's up to every artist to kind of figure out their way. So there are some where they are going non-traditional routes and doing very well with it. Because like I was saying, our music found you all before we ever met. So it's
Sure.
No, for
still
sure.
just, it still has to just be a certain way. Because if it doesn't connect, it doesn't matter what distribution is doing. And if your music is dope, people gonna support.
Yeah.
Period. Like people will go to iTunes, they will buy, they'll support. And if you build that following, whatever size the following is, and you encourage them and you have that relationship with them, then you just got to take it and go from there. I think that's
That's
still
like
most important.
one of the questions posed in that documentary, for example, was like, who suffered the most? Was it the record labels or the artists? And there's a huge silence there because I think there's a record labels who got hit the most, more than the actual artists when things were being leaked, which was like, which goes back to the harsh reality of who should be the biggest eater of the pie. Should it be the creative or should it be the corporations? And
Mm,
the nice thing about streaming platforms and you being able to just load any album without any major has been the change, in the industry. I don't need anybody to listen to your music besides Bandcamp or even on a Spotify or whatever platform you decide to release for it to come out. People are consuming music in a very more direct way now than they did in the past, I think.
Yeah,
You know,
I would agree with that totally.
it's
yeah.
like
Yeah,
you search for what you want and you find it and you listen to what you want. You don't. It's and I think I'm kind of jumping on the question as well. I don't think people know how they will be consuming music in 5 years from now. I mean, you 10 years ago, if you had told people that they're going to be watching movies and series from their cell phones, the cinemas would have told you're talking nonsense. But today, people are consuming off their phones, Netflix, they're watching. So it's the same thing, I think, with music, the same as television, is that it's just consumption on how the consumer consumes it is it's almost like a learning curve every day.
yeah,
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you're an artist, you're creative, but you had to learn about licensing and content distribution because you realize, oh shit, that's where my money is sooner than later. And it's yeah, we in that kind of state right now. But anyway, I really want to thank you for your time, D. Thank you, Synopsis. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. We look forward to seeing you towards the end of the year again, and we
Oh
will
yeah.
do like with. And yeah, I will engage you on the Cooley High matter. Let's talk about that. You might as well. I mean, you got ninth here. You got yourself. I don't know who else is coming this year. Maybe Rhapsody might join you. Lord knows. But you guys. So just sorry. For our listeners and our viewers. So D and Ninth, they make an annual trip to Johannesburg every year around about October November time, just to take a holiday, literally a holiday, and sneak in some work in there here and there. But that's what they do. Hence, you're saying it's his favorite country to visit. So I'm almost
best.
certain our viewers would love to see you on stage. Would love to meet you. But yeah. But anyway, thank you so much. A friend of Slicer Podcast, a friend of ours. You're like family. Thank you so much for pulling in and blessing our show. I don't know,
Yeah,
Caesar. You want to say something else?
thank you for having me. We'll see each other soon. In the meantime, I'm gonna send some new music your way in a little bit. Like, give me a couple weeks, and I'm gonna get you right.
Yeah, but like just lastly, I mean, like which probably like music's platforms should people be on the lookout for in terms of where you will be releasing? Will it be like traditional Google
Yeah.
Play, Spotify, and all of those?
Yep. All the normal regular places you go: Spotify, Google Music,
Apple
Amazon, Apple
Music.
Music. We
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the usual suspects. We out there.
All right, man. That's a
All
Awesome.
right.
set
Awesome.
one. Thank you so
Thank
much, D.
you. Thank you,
All right. See
D.
y'all
Good
later,
seeing you
man.
again, dog. It's been a
Yeah.
minute, but we'll catch up soon, brother. Thank you.
Will do. Peace.
All right. Oh man, there you have it. Uh-huh. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. No, we told you from day one we're going international. We told
Yeah,
you,
that's what it was.
but y'all were not listening. We told you, but anyway, This is the beginning of many. So the intention is to have conversations, not so much your interview style. I mean, I know everything there is to know about his music. We talk, I follow, but there's more about insight sometimes, just to get a sense of the struggles that are happening here in the industry, or the very same struggles that is happening across the ocean,
everywhere else in the
across the,
in the world. That's how small the
across the
world is. Yeah.
Atlantic. But with regard to his drum kits, I mean, I know some of our fan base and our friends here are DJs and music fans like yourself who might want to get familiar with Wax Chronicles. We will definitely do share in the comments. As much as it's live right now, obviously it stays on the platform. We will share on the platforms, and we'll give the links to all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, last year D did a workshop with Ninth Wonder where they were talking to producers and stuff. Most likely that'll happen again this year. And I'm kind of like shooting in the dark here, but hopefully we can pull a Cooley High concert or a Cooley High.
Look, you're already
jam
talking
session.
to you're already talking to a network about something totally different in the movie space. So why not we slide that in, and next thing
Yeah,
you know,
no doubt.
Rhapsody is down in South Africa, and
And Cooley High,
they're
no doubt,
going
no doubt.
around and going
No
around.
doubt.
But I think more than anything, Zizi, like what I appreciate as well is that, like, for other people, it's probably going to take some time before the traction is out there. We've had challenges because different to other podcasts. We would rather do this live so that we can have those conversations. We are not at that level because, like, obviously people are so used to probably commenting after they've watched or whatever. But the whole idea behind the podcast, it is actually to have conversations with you as we bring different guests. We're talking music right now. We probably will be going to Germany to talk cars. We probably will be going to Asia to talk technology and how they manage to infiltrate, like, economies. So it's one of those. And even in terms of suggestions as well, in terms of people that we need to be bringing in, you feel free to do that, man.
No doubt.
That's what we about.
Yeah, and we keep learning every single show, like the idea of having a guest to not just be a guest to interview, but be an actual guest on the show to talk about things we talk about on the show. We want to do more of those. I mean, this is our second interview after we had Anil Mda on, and I think, yeah, we're actually going to try to do this once a month. Try to get somebody on, chat, and various industries, not necessarily just musicians, or, like, for example, we've gone from a politician to a musician. Next thing we might even have an engineer on here, or we might even have a psychologist. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was a great show. Thank you, Slice, for your time, dog. Once again, it was awesome. I loved it. And yeah, man, go watch that documentary. Go and listen to No Worries. And definitely.
Oh man, I'm on No Worries tomorrow. I'm not doing anything. Like, I was supposed to take a day off today, because we only came back yesterday from the home of the legends, and today it was just a bit of rest and busy throughout. So tomorrow I'm taking a day off. So I basically will be listening to that, and obviously adding the comments on the podcast as well. So yeah, that's what it's about.
No doubt, no doubt. Thank you very much. We love you all. See you next time.
All right. Thank you so much, my bro.
All good. Peace.
All right,
see you soon.
Oh yeah, baby. That's us. We are out.